and welcome to Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. I'm Ayodeji Makinde. Troops of Operation Terai Bongo in conjunction with the Air Task Force of Operation Lafia Dole have destroyed 7 Boko Haram ISWAP terrorists and their gun trucks and decimated several of their terrorists when they attempted to attack troops location at the outskirts of Marte in Marte local government area of Borno State. A statement by the Acting Director, Defense Media Operations, Brigadier General Bernard Onyoko, indicates that the troops laid ambush for the criminals based on credible information, and they are still engaged in pursuit of the fleeing terrorists for further exploitation. Meanwhile, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Buratai, has commended the troops, especially the Air Task Force of Operation Lafia Dole, for their heroic actions, which resulted in the successes recorded when Boko Haram terrorists attacked troops' location in Marte Axis. The Chief of Army Staff urged the troops to maintain the efforts and expedite actions towards ensuring speedy and final defeat of Boko Haram ISWAP terrorists in Nigeria. The federal government, through the National Directorate of Employment, has kicked off the extended public works program of 774,000 jobs for youth in Zamfara State. Correspondent Zana Joseph Gambo reports.
The Extended Special Public Works Program of the federal government is designed to create 774,000 jobs across the country. The program is also aimed at creating transit jobs and provide sources of income to the poor and vulnerable members of the society to ameliorate the effect of COVID-19 pandemic. With the flag off of the program in Taraba State, 16,000 participants from the 16 local government areas are expected to be engaged in various community-specific public works activities.
Engaging the nation's youth in some important sectors of the economy. This strategy is intended to facilitate the creation of productive and inclusive societies in our nation.
It is important to stress the cordial relationship between the Taraba State government under the leadership of Architect Darius Diction Ishaku. I therefore crave for more cooperation towards the successful implementation of this program.
The sum of 460 million naira is to be committed to the success of the program in the state, in which each beneficiary will receive 20,000 naira monthly stipend for 3 months.
The impact of the monthly income of the participants on the economy of the state would be tremendous, thus reducing crimes and other vices.
Our communities will receive a payslip through the activities of the participants as they will engage in various community environment specific public works activities ranging from a drainage area and orchard maintenance among many others.
The beneficiaries are full of gratitude to the federal government for the gesture. Stakeholders pledged partnership for the success of the program in the state. In Jalingo, Joseph Zanagambo, NTA News.
The rehabilitation of federal roads in Kogi State, subsequently leading to the free flow of vehicular movement, has been described as another giant step by the President Muhammadu Buhari administration to improve the socio-economic status of the country. Jacob Sani reports that commuters appealed to the federal government to control the activities of security personnel on the federal highways to avoid unnecessary delays.
Road users plying the ever-busy Lokoja-Okene Expressway have given the federal government thumbs up for ensuring that traffic congestion often experienced is gradually fading away. Many others who spoke, including commercial vehicle drivers, businessmen, confirmed that they have never had it so good, especially most bad portions which previously caused delays were smoothened for uninterrupted traffic flow.
Road from Lokoja to Abuja is good.
You discover that quite a number of socio-economic infrastructures, road inclusive, are taking better shapes during this particular administration in this particular country. Vehicles now move very freely through all the nook and crannies of the country today, because of the fact that good roads good roads in existence before have now become better in almost all parts of the country.
To be sincere, I won't tell you, there are a lot of work going on. Rehabilitating the road, most especially, I'm coming from Okene. If you go to Okene, you see the work. If you go to Mopa Amuro, from Kaba to Mopa Amuro, you see the work is going on there. I've been to all these places before coming.
It's very better than before. The road is okay because each time we used to pass before, the road is rather the level goes slow, everything. No, now I thank God, everything is okay there.
The vast federal highways and road intersection from the Mutala Bridge, Jamata, Natako Junction, Ganaja, and Ajaokuta areas experience free traffic flow as traveling from north, south, west, and east of the country to other from the seat of central government in Abuja was without tears. The remediation work is now completed on one part of Jamata Bridge, while the Abuja, Lokoja, Okene Road and Okene Bypass are motorable with several intersections now repaired.
Jacob Sani, NTA News.
Motorists and commuters plying the Kefi, Akwanga, Lafia, Makudi Road and the local Oweto Bridge say ongoing construction works have eased transportation challenges such as insecurity, long travel hours and restored travelers' confidence during and after the Yuletide celebration. Isa Mohammed reports.
The ongoing dualization of Kefi, Akwanga, Lafia, Makodi Highway and the construction of local Oweto Bridge no doubt is beginning to ease transportation challenges in the Axis, as citizens commend federal government for the project, especially as it will reduce accident rates and insecurity on the highways. Nigerians are of the belief that when completed, travelers plying the road will overcome the challenges of narrow and bad roads as well as frequent road crashes.
Federal government now really try. Before, this road they take us like 2-3 hours before you can get to Akwanga. But now, before you know, we don't do Akwanga because the road is very smooth.
As a passenger, normally when we normally pass this road, the road is not too good. It has been long I came here, so since I came today, the road is very okay.
NTA News observed that the cumulated progress achieved to date show that earthwork, drainages and bridges have been completed in most areas of the road, except for pavement that has reached more than 69% completion, while laying of asphalt and shoulders have reached reasonable levels. Commuters and motorists appeal for the completion of the remaining parts of the road. The federal government targets 2022 to complete works on the road. Meanwhile, the local Oweto Bridge is easing movement from eastern part of the country to the Federal Capital Territory by reducing travel time, promotes socio-cultural ties between Benue and Nasarawa states, tackling insecurity in the Axis and promote economic activities.
Remember last 3 years we were here, but it was one lane. If you look at it today, it is the 2 lane and it is completed.
Contract for the bridge was awarded in 2011 at the cost of 49.155 billion naira, but has since undergone some realignment and review due to economic realities and environmental challenges. In Lafia, Isa Muhammad, NTA News.
The federal government has released guidelines and steps for export of produce and products to other African countries under the African Continental Free Trade Areas. A statement by Director General and Chief Trade Negotiator Victor Liman says all exporters and their agents must secure licenses, certificates and other relevant documents from the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, Standards Organization, NAFDAC, and from the Nigerian Quarantine Services. The exporters must also secure approval from the Nigerian Customs Services and certificates from NASIMA. Other documents needed for shipping goods under the Free Trade Agreement include certificate of origin, bill of lading, commercial invoice, and packaging lists. President Muhammadu Buhari has warmly rejoiced with former Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Chief Emeka Anyaoku on his 88th birthday, congratulating the seasoned diplomat for a life that keeps learning and growing in wisdom, knowledge, and experience. The president acknowledges the worthy contributions of Chief Anyaoku to the development of the country and consistently projecting Nigeria as a great nation. He extols the statesmanship of Chief Anyaoku in always counseling leaders and the citizenry alike, and using his extensive network of international friends to support the country's efforts in deepening good governance, democracy, and sustainable development. President Buhari praised that the Almighty God will strengthen Chief Anyaoku in good health and grant him the grace for greater support to the nation he loves so much. It's now time to join our Lagos Network Center for more stories from that axis, and Dotun Ogunyemi is our guide. Hello, Dotun.
Thank you, Ayodeji. The latest Lagos fire outbreak at Ijesha Market has again drawn attention to the necessity of ensuring utmost care and being safety conscious when citizens carry out their commercial activities. Amaka Owo reports that such outbreak suspected to have been started when a cooking gas cylinder exploded inside one of the rooms converted into a shop, affecting 62 traders and 28 households.
At Ijesha Market in Mushin local government area, business activities in this axis have been affected by the fire that engulfed 11 shops and affected 8 tenants. The traders are counting their losses as they say that they just returned from market and stocked their shops, and behold, all the goods vanished in a twinkle of an eye.
What we lose there is not a little money. It's not a little money.
Want the government to help us. They should just help us because we don't even know where to start from. It's much. Everything just gone down the drain.
Nothing. This is the clothes that they are wearing since yesterday.
And the money I borrowed from bank to store the goods in the shop, everything burned down.
We were able to contain the fire till around after 11 yesterday. Yes. We left it as a debris. We left some of our agents here. But unfortunately this morning, the debris took off again and the fire was just, we had to contain it again.
The fire actually started in this room. As you can see that we still have smoke emanating from what is left in the room. And sources say that it was as a result of the placement of a cooking gas side by side with some electrical appliances. This also draws attention to the need for people to be more cautious in the use of electrical appliances in their homes. It took the collaborative efforts of joint agencies responsible for providing help to put out the fire from Ijesha Market in Mushin local government area. Amaka Owo, NTA News.
Now, the National Commission for Museums and Monuments has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Olaya family to put an end to all lawsuits concerning the demolition and reconstruction of the national monument Ilojo Bar in Lagos. The epoch-making ceremony was witnessed by Adeola Komi Akere.
Ilojo Bar, originally known as Casa de Fernandes Restaurant and Bar, was built by the Fernandes family of Brazil in 1855 and later sold to Alfred Omolana Olaya in 1933. The building, after 100 years, was declared a national monument in 1956. This historic Brazilian-style architecture was demolished by some family members and developers to the consternation of the Commission. Director General of the National Commission for Museums and Monuments, at the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding, said it is a criminal offense for anyone to demolish a national monument. He appealed to Nigerians to protect monuments in their localities.
So Lagos is a developing city, so therefore I think we need to have a modern edifice there. So unknowingly, of the consequences, they went and brought this place down.
Representatives of the Olaya family and former Lagos State Commissioner for Physical Planning and Urban Development described the event as the right step in the right direction.
We thank God
that we have come to this stage, and I think what they were saying that we are supposed to suffer consequences, and I think that this thing has been waived off, because of this signing of this MOU.
First thing is that it is a plus for both sides. The Olaya family can now move ahead, get the structure redeveloped, and then it can yield some economic returns.
The Olaya family also handed over the original angel artifact that adorned the building to the commission. This public-private partnership will bring on board a newly constructed monument with 7-floor structure and a space for a museum. In Lagos, Adeola Kamiakeri, NTA News.
As all sectors of the economy look inward for new ways of doing things to meet the demand of daily survival amidst the second wave of COVID-19 in Nigeria, youths in Lagos are engaging in conversations to enable them channel their creativity for a better society. Imolayo Tokede has details.
Nigeria is one of the most densely populated countries in Africa, housing more than 220 million people, with the youth making a greater number of the population. Members of this non-governmental organization, Juno Chamber International in Nigeria, are seeking ways to reducing the rate of road crashes, address unemployment, as well as health challenges, especially the deadly COVID-19 in Nigeria. The rally is also targeted at assisting their counterparts in all spheres to embrace the new opportunities that emanated amid the pandemic era.
Therefore, in the year 2021, we will make positive strides forward in promoting transatlantic trade that will in turn drive some form of economic progress. This will be done by organizing economic summit and forum in partnership with government representatives.
If the COVID-19 second wave comes on hard on us as it has been projected, all the plans that we have put down can be achieved through physical and every other guidelines for COVID.
The group is hopeful that with effective collaboration, the ongoing efforts can create positive change and enabling environments for national development. In Lagos, Imolayo Tokide, NTA News.
That's it from here. Let's now pause for our first break as Agatha in Benin will be back with more on Nationwide.
A new edition of TV Guide is out with special focus on the game changer, His Excellency Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State. Broadcasting in a digital economy, Maxwell Logo gives an insight. This edition also features Nancy Naji of AIT, a name synonymous with business. Meet the NCDC boss, Dr. Chikwe Ihekweazu. TV Guide, your indispensable companion, also x-rays the relevance of social media in the modern society. Meet some TV professionals who have impacted their spaces and other inspiring stories in sports, entertainment, and lots more. Grab a copy at the vendor near you or NTA stations nationwide. TV Guide, your indispensable companion.
Nigerian youths are about the greatest assets the country has at the moment. It is therefore not surprising that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari is strategically responding to the yearnings of the youth through multiple projects and programs. Youth entrepreneurship support years by Bank of Industry, the Youth Investment Fund by the CBN, and several other conditional cash transfer programs. Recruitment of 774,000 social workers, majority of whom are youths, and so many other projects that are beneficial to youths directly or indirectly. If the administration can do all this, definitely with a degree of patience and time, it can achieve more. Nigerian youths must come together to say no to terrorism, no to vandalism, and no to all disruptive tendencies. Hashtag Youth for Greater Nigeria. Pacifying the youths, unifying the nation.
Life can be very eventful. We curiously expect things to happen, even when we don't know what. Our human nature makes us like and repost lots of information. Some are unverified, inciting anger and hate. Sometimes innocently, other times the urge to break it first. This, in most cases, has caused destruction in many nations.
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you in your living room, office, everywhere and anywhere. We provide the company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, GoTV channel 91, Freeview UK channel 264, or you can download www.visiontv.co.uk. App for iOS or Android. You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube for quality content on the go. NTA International, Africa's window to the world.
Thank you for staying on Nationwide, and this is the Benin Network Center. Now, it was a sad day for residents around Ogiso, Osunde area of 3rd East Circular Road in Benin City as 2 staff of a construction company met their untimely death. The incident occurred at the site of an erosion control project when soil caved in, trapped a concrete mixer vehicle and 2 workers. Paul Omukago has details.
Trapped underneath this ground are the 2 workers and the vehicle as operators of a motor crane and a swarm buggy combined forces to recover the bodies. While none of the staff at the scene of the accident were willing to speak to NTA on the likely factors responsible for the incident, 2 eyewitnesses berated the contractor for slow response in rescue efforts.
We're happy that they are tying roads, they are repairing roads, only for this incident like this to happen. People are working for their daily bread. The next thing, a big visa will just fall on top of them. And they know that this road is very soft. The company knows that the road is very soft, that they cannot withstand such a tipper can fill out that gratitude, weight.
But it's quite unfortunate that some of our construction companies, there are some equipment they lack. Because if it were to be a real construction company that is advanced, this heavy duty mixer is not supposed to come down here. It's supposed to stop up there and use canal to send the concrete to the gutter.
The recovered bodies were being moved from the flood alleviation and protection work site. Questions on the lips of people in the neighborhood where whether a soil test was carried out, who supervises, and what are the emergency response plans for projects of this magnitude. In Benin, Paul Omukago, NTA News.
The Governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, has inaugurated the federal government's 18,000 extended special public works program for youths in rural areas across the state. He was represented by the Permanent Secretary, Edo State Government House and Protocol, Julie Olatunji.
The Extended Special Public Works Program is an initiative of the federal government to empower 774,000 unemployed youths across the 774 local government areas in the country. Governor Obaseki is pledging his commitment to support more initiatives that would empower more youth in the state, just as plans are on to include at least more than 50% of the youth in his new cabinet. Obaseki wants the beneficiaries of the program to continue with the enthusiasm that qualified them for the selection and be responsible in the discharge of their duties.
A lot of households will be impacted positively by this program.
The Minister of Health, Dr. Sage Hanire, who was represented by Sunday Okpaisi, tasked the beneficiary to reciprocate the gesture.
The economic impact of these activities in Edo State includes 1,000 engaged youths per local government, that is 60,000 naira per youth per local government area for 3 months. That gives a total of 60 million naira into each LGS economy in 3 months.
The youth are expected to be strictly supervised by the state government. In Benin, Elizabeth Omako, NTA News.
That's it from here. Ayodeji in Abuja has more on Nationwide.
You're welcome back to Abuja. Latest figures by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has confirmed 1,598 new cases of COVID-19 in the country. A breakdown indicates Lagos has 461, which is the highest number of cases, followed by the Federal Capital Territory with 206. Plateau has 197, Rivers 168, Kaduna 116, Anambra 53, Ogun 49, Ebonyi 47, Edo 42, Sokoto 32, 31 in Imo and Katsina 31, Oyo 30, Akwa Ibom 27. Others are Delta and Kano with 16 cases each, 15 in Abia and Niger. Ondo has 11, Bayelsa 10, Borno 9, Kebbi 8, Ekiti 7, and Jigawa is the least with just a case. The 1,598 new cases of COVID-19 bring the total number of confirmed cases to 108,943, discharged at 85,367, with death standing at 1,420. As the second wave of coronavirus surges, Hadiza Godwin Ebune has been visiting some schools in the Federal Capital Territory to monitor their preparations for school resumption, which has become keenly anticipated but is being meticulously planned to beat the challenges posed by COVID-19.
Though learning has taken some unusual tradition, soap, running water and other COVID-19 safety facilities have taken precedence over the usual school resumption, and here at FCT schools, the reality cannot be more stark. Authorities in the FCT administration are assuring all stakeholders that all necessary facilities will be in place both at the primary and secondary school to ensure that when the gates go open for resumption again, it is safe.
All that are needed for the smooth running of the educational system of FCT have been provided, ranging from expansion of the school structures, renovation of school structures, provision of hand sanitizers and all non-pharmaceutical materials. So it was a moment that we learned, and we learned very, very fast. So I think we are prepared to face perhaps any challenge that will come up arising from the second wave. Yes, but what we have done, we have devised a strategy where we have shift arrangement in most of the populated schools, where you have morning shift and afternoon shift. That will give you, of course, more or less like an additional 50% space opportunity arising from the shift arrangement that we have currently now.
The premises of the University of Abuja is still a ghost town. No students in sight. When they do resume as scheduled, however, they will be greeted by this COVID-19 awareness signboard and a campus that gathered dust and leaves. At the Senate building, though, it is not yet business as usual, but there is enough activities to see the routine tasks through. No official agreed to speak with us, but these hand-washing points says it all. At the University Center for Distance Learning in Area 3, the atmosphere is not different, but all this could change in a matter of days when the federal government-sanctioned date for resumption kicks in. Hadiza Godwin Ebune, NTA News.
Amidst preparations for resumption of academic learning in Nigeria's tertiary institutions, what are some of the measures taken to control the spread of coronavirus? Let's join correspondent Chidiebere Onya, who visited some schools in Rivers State and now reports.
Directive for schools, including universities, to remain closed until January 18, 2021. Ahead of the resumption date, University of Port Harcourt is leaving nothing to chance to ensure the safety of its students, teachers, and visitors alike. Chairman COVID-19 Steering Committee, Uniport, Professor Iyopu Similia-Layi, speaks more on the readiness of the school to commence academic activities.
We have decided that we will enforce mask wearing. The biggest challenge we have for safe resumption is social distancing. As you know, in the past 1 year, we have not built new facilities. So if you have a class of 300 people, how do you maintain social distancing within the classroom?
While schools in Rivers State resumed since the 4th of January 2021, the quest to reduce the impact of coronavirus on education prompted the enforcement of COVID-19 non-pharmaceutical protocols to prevent the spread of the virus in schools.
If you look behind me here, you'll see this equipment here. The university actually manufactured this. All you need to do is step on this, and then you get the sanitizer, you get soap, and you get water. Wash your hands before you get into any building. All of this we're trying to do to make sure that our people are safe, both students and lecturers, and even those who come for the visitors.
To avert further disruption of academic learning occasioned by the coronavirus pandemic, stakeholders maintained that adhering to the safety protocols of COVID-19 is an effective way to flatten the curve of the pandemic. In Port Harcourt, Chidiebere Onya, NTA News.
Contact tracing has commenced at the Lagos State University College of Medicine as 3 of its students tested positive for COVID-19, leading the authority to immediately close all hostel facilities. Annie Daniels reports that the situation, however, did not affect activities at the Lagos State Teaching Hospital.
The confusion that followed the announcement that 3 students of the Lagos State University College of Medicine have tested positive for COVID-19 could be imagined. But on a visit to the college after the development, the environment was calm as the hostels have been vacated as ordered by the management.
All the students have been asked to go home to isolate for 14 days so that if there's any one of them who is showing any symptoms of COVID-19, such persons can report to the university. A phone number has been made available to all the students to call.
The coordinator, Center for Information, Press and Public Relations, Lagos State University, Ademola Adekoya, said the decision was made to curtail the spread of the virus. The spokesperson said the college was temporarily shut down as students are expected back after observing the 2 weeks self-isolation.
The university is already sensitizing students and the university community and the general public that COVID-19 is not a death sentence. Anyone can have COVID-19, but what we need to do is to report to the appropriate quarters so that they can get appropriate treatment.
Adekoya also debunks claims from various quarters that some of the college officials also tested positive for coronavirus, urging members of the public to please remain calm as the college is working assiduously to ensure the situation is brought under control. In Lagos, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
And from Sokoto comes a report that efforts are being intensified by universities in the northwest to ensure safety and reduce the spread of coronavirus as staff and students prepare to resume academic activities. Dalhatu Abdullahi has the situation report from the Sokoto zone.
A visit to Sokoto State University shows that the authorities have taken measures to check the spread of coronavirus, as all safety protocols will be strictly observed and defaulters will be sanctioned. Though the environment is quiet and devoid of the usual hustle and bustle of students, preparations are in top gear to receive the students who are resuming amidst the second wave of COVID-19.
Without face mask, you should enter the class. Without washing your hand, we put one by the gate. The moment you come in, for those that are trekking or coming down passing because they stay and wash their hands. Those that come through the buses, we have one at the bus stop.
At the Osman Danfodio University, the lecture halls were also shut, but the university authorities declined comment on their preparations, as the Senate is yet to sit on the matter. At the Federal University Gusau, some pre-degree students have already resumed, while others are awaiting the full reopening of the institution.
We'll follow the protocol. We use nose masks, we'll be with our sanitizer, and there will be social distance.
At the Federal University Birnin Kebbi, arrangements have been concluded for the safe reopening of academic activities on the 18th of January.
Already during this lockdown, the university continued to make various adjustments and the preparations in the halls of residence and lecture halls preparatory to opening and observing the COVID-19 requirements.
The Vice-Chancellor urged both staff and students to adhere to the safety measures, stressing that the university will enforce a no mask, no entry policy when academic activities resume. In Sokoto, Dalatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
And indeed, institutions of learning are really anticipating resumption. But let's go over to Plateau State now, where Frama is standing by in our Just Network Center for more stories.
Ayodeji, and welcome to Jos. Sequel to the announcement of schools resumption on the 18th of January by the federal government, Plateau State government says all is now set for the commencement of learning activities in schools in the state. Zerek Dumon has an update. Speaking with the Director of Schools, Plateau State Ministry of Education, learning activities in the state will commence on the 18th of January in compliance with COVID-19 safety guidelines. The school's authorities have resolved to provide infrared thermometers for temperature checks, hand-washing facilities at strategic locations, and ensure enforcement of physical distancing.
We have this training, we step down to all levels. So some schools have clinics, some don't have. So we liaise with the community clinics provided by government at the PHC level. For any identification of symptom, they will rush them to be isolated so that they don't infect the other students.
In line with government directives, students of Federal Government College, Jos, have started resuming from the 2 weeks break due to the second wave of the coronavirus.
We've been at home for months. Some people that are meant to graduate are still in school.
We have ordered for books. We are just waiting on Monday so that we pick up.
I don't have any option. For them staying at home for all this while, we think they need education.
So I bought all the things, the hand sanitizer, the face mask is with them.
Stakeholders advise students and school administrators to adhere to the COVID-19 guidelines for smooth sale of academic activities. In Jos, Zenwet Dingmun, NTA News. The National Emergency Management Agency says it is committed to improving staff competence and operational readiness. This was at a basic first aid training in Jos to familiarize participants with organizational mission and working conditions of the agency. Grace Akwegotip has details.
The basic first aid training is in line with policy of NEMA to ensure capacity competence of its staff and effective response to emergencies. The training, which was in collaboration with the Nigerian Red Cross Society, is crucial for organizational development and success.
It's a very fine opportunity that we are cashing in on.
If somebody's trapped in the car, usually we're thinking maybe I'll use my leg, and then
break the glass, and then come out from the car. But he showed me how to use where I raise my head in the car.
For NEMA, building the capacity of personnel in casualty handling is imperative in an event of any emergency.
It's training and first aid in workplaces, not in only workplaces in general. Now, this training and retraining is to enhance the capacity and the competence and efficiency of all the staff in NEMA.
Expectation is to apply the best practice on first aid.
Participants were sensitized on safety and security, as well as choking and drowning. In Jos, Grace Akwegotip, NTA News.
And that's it from Jos. It's back to Ayodeji in Abuja for more on Nationwide.
Thanks, Frama. The Minister of Communications and Digital Economy has approved the closure of enrollment activities at the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC headquarters, Abuja, while reactivating 20 centers within the FCT to make the process of NIN enrollment much easier from Monday, January 18, 2021. A statement by NIMC's Head of Corporate Communications, Kayode Adegoke, advises members of the public, residents and visitors to the FCT wishing to enroll for the National Identification Number to use any of the following NIMC centers: State Office in Zone 3, Wuse, Abuja and Area Council Secretariats of Abaji, Amak, Buari, Gwagwalada, Kwali and Kuje. The statement also indicates that special centers will be opened in Dede, Dulce, Gwarimpa, Lugbe, Jiwa, Karashi, Jikoi, Kubwa, Kurudu and Karu, while some licensed agents will be in parts of the FCT to make enrollment faster and easier. Intending enrollees are therefore advised to take advantage of the nearest center for NIN registration and issuance. Kogi State's Governor Yahaya Bello has stepped up efforts to mitigate the current prevailing harsh economic effects on households and firms occasioned by the second wave of COVID-19. Francis Udojo reports that the governor is introducing training and sensitization programs in Lokoja, the Kogi State's capital, to drive the process.
Efforts to remove Nigeria from the global macroeconomic stability within the last 5 years has continued to yield results. In early 2020, COVID-19 related issues forced lockdowns and restrictions across the globe. This resulted to inability of businesses to cover their recurrent costs, leading to unemployment, inflation, poverty, and other social economic issues. It was to salvage this trend that the federal government, through the support of the World Bank, set up the Nigeria COVID-19 Action Recovery and Economic Stimulus, NG Cares, to support states with $20 million each, of which Kogi State is set to benefit.
This program is not going to be executed using the usual financing model, which is the IPF. They are now using program for results.
Kogi State, having flagged off its own care program with plans on continuous training and sensitization of stakeholders and beneficiaries on how to key in, has earmarked the sum of 3 billion naira as grant for the project.
I stand to assure you that Kogi State is going to be a model for other states.
So the governor has planned to see how we can reflect back the economy so as it was before, so that the people of Kogi State can continue to do their business.
Social basic science, Fadama, small and medium scale enterprise SME, and more are targeted result areas. From Lokoja, Francis Udojo, NTA News.
And from Lokoja, Ibadan Network Center is next on Nationwide, and Kemi is standing by with more reports. Hello, Kemi.
Deji, and welcome to Ibadan. Oyo State COVID-19 response team has assured residents that efforts at curtailing spread of second wave of the pandemic in the state has been intensified, as confirmed cases of the virus currently stands at 4,679. Rafia Animasha Badmos has details.
The spread of coronavirus in Nigeria continues to record significant increase.
No washing of hand, no mask, people don't use it again, and the environment is so dirty at this time around. If we can change from this habit, maybe this thing will go down.
The government will just provide all the necessary things that they have been saying before, and see that they control the crowd in the hostels.
We should try to go back to those guidelines that we were adhering to when the pandemic started.
Noting the curve since the outbreak of the pandemic was never flattened, arrangements are in top gear in Oyo State.
The infectious disease hospital at Olodo has about 47 clients. The facility at Jericho that we felt that we had closed for some time due to the fact that of inactivity has been reopened, and currently there are 3 people there. The facility at UCH is also in use.
Medical experts have continued to advise people to abide with COVID-19 protocols to prevent the virus and death. In Ibadan, Rafia Animasha Badmos, NTA News.
The January 18 resumption date for public and private schools in Osun, as announced by the state government, still stands. Osun state government says necessary measures have been put in place to reopen schools in total compliance with COVID-19 protocols. Femi Afariogun has details.
The rising cases of COVID-19 in the country no doubt makes the 18th January resumption date for public and private schools in Osun State unrealistic, with the fear that it may lead to more cases being recorded. The state government insists that January 18 has not changed.
We also put in place non-pharmaceutical protocols to ensure that pupils and their teachers take adequate precaution to minimize the spread of the virus. So for now, we have no plans to change the resumption date.
The Chief Press Secretary to the Governor assures parents and all stakeholders that the state government is not relenting in its fight against the spread of the virus.
If need be, we may begin, enforcement of the use of nose masks at public places, the way we did, previously.
He enlists the cooperation of residents in ensuring that the curve is flattened. In Oshogbo, Femi Afariogun, NTA News.
And that does it from Ibadan. More reports on Nationwide after the break. Stay with us.
Although social media as a channel of communication is inherently harmless, it becomes harmful and damaging when used without discretion and thoughtfulness. Bad social media users spread rumors and fake news without verification. But good social media users stop, reflect, and verify information before sharing it. Be a good social media user. Stop the spread of fake news. Verify the authenticity of your source and use social media responsibly for a better Nigeria. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, in collaboration with the National Orientation Agency.
Do you know that 35% of every girl child and women are raped on a daily basis? Some are killed in the process, some take their lives in shame, others remain emotionally dead for life. It is sad. This culture is not ours, definitely not African. How did we allow bad culture to infiltrate and take over? Even if you lack fear for the law, what of fear of God? And you, why do you cover up rape acts when it happens? Remember, a problem shared is a problem half solved. Never cover any rape act because a rapist is a murderer. It could be you or your loved ones next. Women must be treated like the prize giant they are. Say no to rape.
A 24-hour news station brings to you news and happenings 7 days a week.
News at 10 a.m., news update at 11 and 1 p.m.
News desk at 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. and late evening news at 11 p.m.
Follow us on any of our platforms and keep abreast of events and current affairs within and outside our shores.
We are on DSTV channel 419, GoTV channel 46,
Star Times channel 101 and Free TV channel 703. Join us.
Glad you're still with us. The need for journalists to maintain code of ethics in their reportage while taking precautionary measures to ensure safety as they strive to carry out their mandate in the face of the second wave of coronavirus has been emphasized. Kelvin Samuel reports that this was part of deliberations during the first Congress of NUJ Akwa Ibom State Council in 2021.
The increasing number of confirmed cases of COVID-19 necessitated the Congress to focus more on the state of the nation and safety of citizens through this second wave of coronavirus, which is believed to be deadlier than the first phase, and as such requires members of the fourth estate of the realm to be up and doing in educating the people. Guests at the Congress, as well as the chairman NUJ Akwa Ibom State Council, Amos Etu, in their different speeches, encouraged journalists to put in their best, especially in the areas of awareness, but consider their own safety at all times.
I think it has become very important that at a meeting like this we agree that it is not every time we criticize, it's not every time we look for something sensational. This is a time there should be a good report. And every forum, every platform should carry it so that our people will come forward and do things that will benefit all of us.
So, take personal responsibility. Cover your mouth and your nose. When you cover your mouth, you protect the other person. When you cover your nose, you protect yourself. So, cover the two so that we can protect ourselves together.
We will continue to preach the gospel of safety in everything we do. We will continue to ensure that we uphold the ethics and we will continue to project professionally the discharge of our duties in everything we do.
The Congress also encouraged members of the public to take advantage of the opportunity provided by the federal government for name registration, saying that this will help in policy making as well as minimize security challenges in the country. In Uyo, Kelvin Samuel, NTA News.
Let's cross over now and take a look at what is happening on match day 5 of the Nigeria Professional Football League, because it's half-time already across many centers nationwide, and Enimba International currently lead Kano Pillars by a lone goal. Jigawa Golden Stars and Kwara United are playing goalless, while MFM at the Agege Township Stadium in Lagos are currently being held to a 1-0 scoreline by visiting Enugu Rangers. Plateau United leads Adamawa United by a lone goal, while Rivers United are also leading Heartland by a lone goal in Port Harcourt, while in Akure, Sunshine Stars and Warri Wolves are playing goalless. Moving on now, President Muhammadu Buhari condoles with the Ketebu family and Bayelsa State government over the passing of former Nigerian ambassador to Ireland, Dr. Bolere Ketebu. The president recalls that the deceased served her country creditably in several capacities, including President, National Council of Women's Societies, Secretary to Bayelsa State Government, and Member, House of Representatives. President Buhari prays that God will grant repose to the soul of the departed and comfort those left to mourn her. In another development, President Muhammadu Buhari commiserates with family, friends and associates of former Minister of Commerce and Industry, Senator Jibril Martin Skuye, who died at 78. The president condoles with Agoiwe community government, people and government of Ogun State over the passing of the legislator in the Third Republic and the Fourth Republic Minister of State Finance, as well as Minister of Commerce and Industry, bringing with him many years of experience from the banking sector. President Buhari believes Martin Skuye will be sorely missed for his insights on issues of development, particularly in tailoring budgets that reflect needs of the people, and praised that the soul of the deceased will rest in peace. And that's nationwide this Sunday on the NTA. Remember to join the Nigerian Television Authority to stand against rape and rapists. I'm Ayodeji Makinde. Good evening.